Today I'm going to do a video on how to install tin. Let's take a look at a piece of tin, regular old galvanized tin. It's the difference between one side and the other. If you look at this side, there's a point. It comes down to a point. And on this side, it comes down. It's got a flat section in the middle. It comes down, it's more flat from here to there than it is from fucking the other side where it comes in at a point. So you want to overlap your point to point and your flat to flat. Another thing is, when I cut it, I take and put my saw blade in my skill saw and turn it around backwards. Like that. Backwards. Next thing is, you're going to cut your links. I'm putting a tin roof on top of a gazebo today. So you're going to lay it up there. After you cut your links, leave about a 2-inch overhang at the bottom. And then put your marks on it, and then cut these marks out. Put these flat pieces on, and then they do the pieces and fill them in between. The next thing I do is to take a punch and punch a hole right here on these points. And you're gonna attach your points first. Next thing is, once you get the other pieces all cut to go on, you overlap them, and then you go through the 2 points on 2 intersecting pieces of tin. Today, instead of using the nails, we're going to use screws. And I'm using 1.5-inch Tech screws. Putting a hole in it with a punch. And then screwing it with these. Like that. And the reason I'm doing it is because it holds tighter. And it's not going to come through that 3/4-inch board right there. So as you can see, I've only got one piece up there. The fucking sun is bright. All right, these pieces right here are your ridge caps. And this is what's going to go down each one in between it. I'm going to flatten them over, put some neoprene in between them. And then after that, we're going to put this cupola on there. And if you look on the top of this, I cut the points off of some tin. And I made the points on there, and I actually nailed this one. And these are the points on top right here. They intersect each one of these points right here. These strips is a point off of the tin. It's got neoprene underneath of it. And they intersect. So once all that's done, I'll sit this on top of there. And then I'm going to mark where the points of the tin go. And I'm going to cut out with my jigsaw so it sits down nice and flush. All right. So once you get your shit marked, then you just cut it with a skill saw. Alright. Now I'm going to show you how I cut this shit. On the last cut, I only used one hand to hold the camera and one to hold the fucking saw. So this right here is to my points. Saw blade turn around backwards. Only guard back with your thumb. Just like that. Always put your point to the right, your flat to the left.
Stop it.
That's it. So now we're putting the points on the side of our tin roof. And as you can see, he's going to take a punch. And he lines them up, point to point, flat to flat. After we get the angles and everything on there, he's going to fucking take it and run the screw in there now. We're using an impact driver. Just like that. And just using a level to get everything nice and lined up so that when you put the screws up there, all the screws are in the same line with each other. It just looks better when you get some uniformity there. So just takes it, puts it there, and it takes a punch a hole, and then you put your screw. Set. And the screws are they're made to go in treated wood. That's important that you get screws that are made to go in treated wood, and you can get them. You can get them that are self-tapping, and you can get them that are just got a point on it. These particular screws have just a point on it because we're not using the self-tapping part of the screw to go down into the tin. And these are 1.5-inch screws. These 1.5-inch screws are enough to go through the point, which is about 3/4 of an inch, and through the 3/4 inch boards that are up underneath the bottom of the roof, with that hanging out and making it look bad. So I've got 1-inch screws that are going to go on the pieces where we've got like it's like a ridge cap. This gazebo has 8 sides on the roof, so it'll be like a ridge cap coming down each one of the points. It'll be 8 of them, and we're going to take a pair of clippers and cut the points off so that it sits down flush in between and lays down flat. So you just keep doing this and going all the way around until all these pieces are done, and then we'll work on the ridge caps coming down the points. So now all the tin is on. The cupola is up on the top. There's neoprene underneath the edge of the cupola, and all of the ridges, the ridge caps are down on all the corners and everything. It's all screwed down nice and tight. So that's how you put tin on. Took 12 pieces of 12-foot long tin and ended up with some scrap. So you get a little walk around. Pretty much that's all it is to it. It's a whole lot of bullshit. 12 pieces of tin, 1, 2, 3, 20, 24 cuts of flat pieces of tin, and 8 ridge caps, and 3 days, and about 300 or 400 screws, and a tube of neoprene, and that's what we got. So we'll let it oxidate a little bit and then come back and put some epoxy paint and some roof coating on it, and it'll be done. So subscribe to Get Go TV. Ask a question in the comment section if you have a question, and I'll get back with you and answer it. And you have a good day. Make sure you hit the like button, and don't forget, please subscribe and watch our other videos, a couple other home improvement and how-to shits. So that's how you put tin on. Y'all have a good day.